Tamimi, a Palestinian academic, author of a variety of books on politics and religion in the Middle East. Azzam, welcome to the program. I want to ask you about something Nizar Sadawi was saying, quoting those different groups in Gaza who have been sending rockets across into Israel, who say that they will continue while what's going on in occupied East Jerusalem continues, Israeli actions against those Palestinian citizens. Do you think all Palestinians agree with the rocket fire from Gaza, or could they be thinking that it might be complicating what's happening in occupied East Jerusalem?
Well, that's a very difficult question to answer. I mean, how can you tell whether all, most, or few? But the impression we've had over the past few days is that Palestinians in Jerusalem, especially at Al-aqsa Mosque, were calling on Hamas in particular and on Mohammed Deif to do something, because the Israelis were simply not being deterred. The Israelis were being called upon by the Palestinians, by the international community, to stop provoking and attacking worshippers at Al-Aqsa Mosque. But Netanyahu, for his own political interests, continued to pursue that line of action. And therefore, Palestinian resistance groups in Gaza had no choice. That was, as far as they were concerned, their national and Islamic duty. Al-Aqsa Mosque is not just any place in the world. It's the first Qibla of the Muslims and the third holiest mosque on the face of the earth.
Absolutely. And then if we go back to the origins of this, which led to the scenes at Al-Aqsa, and now obviously the exchange of fire between Gaza and Israel, that court order, which is forcibly evicting those Palestinian families, just the latest Palestinian families to be thrown out of homes they've lived in that Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood. It seems as if they are in no doubt that Israel wants to reconfigure the whole feeling of that neighborhood and turn it into an Israeli settlement. And clearly under international law, that's illegal. What other ways are there of fighting these evictions and this continuing process by Israelis?
You know, this is not new. This is a very old story. My mother was evicted in 1948. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians, millions have been evicted over the years since Israel was established in our land. It is we're dealing here with an ideology that claims that God gave these people who came from Europe, from Russia, from elsewhere in the world, gave them a divine right to take our properties, to take our houses, and to turn them into a national home for the Jewish people. And this will never stop until this ideology is done away with. This is similar to what happened in South Africa. In South Africa, you had a regime that believed whites had a divine right to suppress and persecute and rob the blacks of their properties and of their lives. Until apartheid came to an end, there was no peace in South Africa. Similarly, until Zionism is over in Palestine, there will never be peace, because they will continue to want to take our lands, to want to take our mosques, to want to take our homes, and to evict us. And we cannot just stand by and do nothing about it.
But where does the normalization of relations between some Arab nations and Israel now stand while this is going on? The Palestinians were saying this as soon as the whole Abraham Accords idea was being floated, that no, this is going to harm us because collectively is one way that we can be strong.
I can bet you that the majority of the people in the Arab countries that decided to normalize relations with Israel do not believe in Israel's right to exist. They believe Israel is the enemy of the Arabs and the Muslims and even humanity. It is just their rulers, the rulers of Abu Dhabi, the rulers of Bahrain, the rulers of Morocco, and the rulers of Sudan. These have personal interests, and they believe that they could get through to the White House by making love with the Zionists. They've gone to bed with the Zionists. That's all. It's a form of adultery. It's a form of fornication. political sort of fornication. It's unacceptable to the people of the UAE, the people of Bahrain, the people of Sudan, and the people of Morocco. And evidently, you see now a wave of sympathy and solidarity with the Palestinians across the region, from the Atlantic Ocean all the way to the Gulf. This normalization is nothing but a mirage. It's really not true at all. It's not real.
Azzam Tamimi, we appreciate your time, sir. Thank you very much indeed.